This is AJ here with another episode of Church Post Production. My apologies that I haven't been here, haven't done this in a while because I have been busy. And why is my sound not working? Please let me know if y'all can hear out here because for some odd reason my sound is not working. Hold on, let's fix this. Hello, folks. AJ here with another episode. I guess that would be the reason why my sound is because my speakers were off. Anyway, this is AJ, the CEO, here with another episode of Church Post Production. This is where I let you look over my shoulder and I do all the video editing and stuff like that for my church service, and we have a nice little conversation for anybody who's on board with me. I just got back from church. This is going to be a short version because I have a movie date with my daughter here in a little bit. So we're going to be knocking this out. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I try and share with y'all what's coming up this week. I'm supposed to have a big order of supplies coming in. I'm actually helping a church from scratch live stream. Well, let me take that back. They are live streaming right now, but it's mainly the pastor's wife or their kids in the front row with their phone or our iPad. So we're going to go with the live streaming bundle that I have. I'll link in the description after this is over, where I didn't go with the A10 Mini this time around with them. But it does prep them for when they're ready for that. And I'm trying to get my other camera in focus here. I have no idea what it looks like because I don't have the multi-view set up. So let's see. Yeah, so I normally would go with this and get them prepped, and then I'm still haven't finished 100% signing off on this being my go-to system. I need to test this out some more. This is the Desk Mini, which is handling the stream. Not right now. I'm actually plugged in over HDMI right now into my main system. But anyway, that's about it. I'm going to be heading back to Lynchburg to do an install for that. The parts are going to be here today, so I'm going to be building a computer, and all the rest of it is going to be, the last piece is going to be here Wednesday, and I'm heading down there Friday to go train their media ministry and all that fun stuff. I also have I shouldn't have kept it over here. The last piece of this is going to be a portable 15.3 or 15.1 portable monitor that I'm going to pair with this, which will make the whole shrinking of this final. So I am looking forward to that. That's what's supposed to be coming in as well. So like I said, that's about it. We had a guest minister today. She did awesome. So I need to tag her in this video when I'm done. So right now, because I don't really have that much to talk about, I'm here in the chat. If you have any questions, I'm just going to go ahead to editing. And like I said, this is going to be a shorter video than usual, just because I don't want to keep my beautiful daughter waiting for our movie. So let's roll. All right, so I need to clean up all of this stuff here. I've been moving over to a new database for this year in DaVinci Resolve. And just to let y'all know, I've had a bunch of people ask me about this. So I am in the process of building a mini course for DaVinci Resolve. I don't want to say it's catered just to churches. It's implied if y'all hear from me, but it's going to go over the basics with DaVinci Resolve. From my perspective, again, I'll admit, I don't know everything about DaVinci Resolve, but what I want to do is share with you what I have learned with it, and maybe that can get you further along the way. So that's about it. So I think I'm probably going to get my camera out of the way. I need to shrink this down. Maybe, let me pull the green screen up, and maybe that will help. And now what we're going to do is come over here and turn on our filters, turn on our chroma key, and there you go. Now you can see behind me. So I guess I should have moved over the file from our stuff. Hello, Lift Up. Let me show you what I'm actually putting together for this church that I'm actually going to be doing this week. Give me 1 second to pull this up. And it's on kit.co, AJ the CEO. And surprisingly, you really don't need a lot. Now, Lift Up, let me ask you this question. Since you're the only one I'm chatting with right now, do you want this to be a single solution, or do you want to go in the future of doing multi-camera streaming? That's going to be dependent on which direction I point you in. If you were going in where you wanted to use multiple systems and stuff like that, well, let me go here. Let me show you. This is what I'm building for my church, and I actually have scaled this down. I'm not going with a Ryzen 5 3400G. Now, this is going to be a 3200G because they're not going to be doing as much video editing as I thought. So they'll be fine. So what I'm using is 16 gigs of DDR memory. This is actually at 3200 megahertz. We have a Gigabyte B450 motherboard. Actually, this was out of stock, so I'm actually going with an ASRock equivalent. A 500 gigabyte NVMe, a 2 terabyte drive for storage, case, monitor, power, all that other fun stuff. We have the Decklink 4K as a capture card. Okay, multi-streaming. All right, well, this is what I would suggest for that. Let me go back because you want to do multi-camera. You cannot beat going with the ATEM Mini. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. That will be an awesome solution for you. Now, you don't really need a lot. I'm hesitant to tell you about this because I am testing this out with the Desk Mini. That is this miniature system here. Let me switch over here. That is this miniature system right here, which is plugged in over USB-C, and that goes into the ATEM Mini, and that's handling. Now, this does have a 2400G, which is the last gen of that 34. And let me just kit that out for you so you can actually see what that comes as a charge to. Now, I'm going to show you how you can build this yourself, but if you need somebody to put it together, please let me know. My contact information is on here. I can put something together for you similar to what I'm doing with this other church. But I like to be transparent so you can see exactly what it is if you decide to go into the path of DIY. So obviously you would need, maybe I'd do this on Amazon because Newegg does not carry the Decklink, I mean not the Decklink, but the ATEM Mini. So the first thing is obviously the ATEM Mini, as you can see, is in high demand. So it's in stock right now. If it's anywhere else that charges more than $295, do not buy it. It is a ripoff. Don't do it. There's plenty of places you can get it here. So we're going to add this. Then I'm going to do the Desk Mini A300. I've been testing this thing, and I am very happy with it. I will let you know you're kind of limited on upgrading with this, but it can handle what you're throwing at it. This is not meant to do multiple things. This system is for live streaming only. Now, this is back ordered here, but there are plenty of other places to go. I'm just going to show you all the parts that you need for this. I don't need that. We're going to add a 256 gigabyte NVMe drive. Stick with the ones that I know. Sabrent. We don't need power because that all comes together. We need 16 gigabytes of SODIMM memory, DDR4, 3000 megahertz, if not higher, if possible. That's 32, don't need that. That's 32. take that out. It's not showing me what I wanted. All right, I think this is it, but we need to bump up the memory. So you're thinking maybe like 70 something. Maybe I should have just stuck with that. I'm gonna stick with this for right now. You can overclock this, and that's close enough. Let's do a 2 terabyte, 2.5 hard drive. That's for storage locally on the machine as a backup. If you don't need that, then you don't need to include this. And then we're going to say a 3200G is the processor. Now, do you need a monitor and a keyboard and mouse? If not, I mean, you can easily pick that up from a Target, Office Max, wherever. Not really difficult for that. Add this processor in here, and we need to do the knock to a CPU fan. This one right here. This is what I recently added to mine. Now, if you don't need a monitor, a keyboard and mouse, and you can handle that, this is the full system for multi-camera live streaming. You can pick whatever camera you want, and you have 4 inputs for HDMI. You might want to have a USB-C to USB-C cable to connect from there. So, you know, let's get this one right here. And here. Now, depending where you're starting out with, I like to start out with nothing less than the R800, the Canon R800s. These are great cameras for autofocus and all this other stuff like that. It need to be manned, but you can always go up to any higher camera that you want. I'm using the Sony AX55 right now, which is a 4K camera. I have my DSLR that's over here. I've used my GoPro whenever it decides to work. So it doesn't matter what type of camera you put into it. You can always convert whatever type of camera to HDMI and you're good to go. So if I included this here, we are under $1,000 for one camera. You can actually get the bundle, and I should have did that instead. The bundle, which comes with a tripod and all this other stuff like that. But you're looking at adding maybe about another $50 onto it. So let me just say, I'll just add this. You don't need a memory card because you're going to be recording to the computer. So with everything right here, you can always upgrade to different camera, different tripod if you want to. But all of this, you're looking at a sub $1,000, but you have the ability to add 3 more cameras or 2 cameras in a computer, whichever way you want to. This is what I would recommend for a very beginning. And I have something similar on my kit page, I believe. Yeah, I think this, oh, no, wrong picture. Showing y'all all the other stuff. Yeah, so this is actually everything I just picked out except for the ATEM Mini. And I need to add the fan on here. So let me add that so I can get you the right fan on here. So it's that. And then you have your camera of choice. No, with the ATEM Mini, thankfully, the resolution does not need to be the same. The ATEM Mini will handle that compared to the original one. Like I have the full ATEM HD Studio under this table, which I have to have them all at the same resolution. With the A10 Mini, no, it doesn't matter. Like I said, I have a 4K coming in. I have a 1080i DSLR that comes in. Then I have my GoPro, I have my PlayStation, and they all mix because the A10 Mini converts everything to 1080p, and then you pick whatever frame rate that you want. 60, 59.94, 25, 29.97, 24, whichever one's like that. Yes, I will send you a link to that. I will actually post it in here. This is just to the system, and I will come back and do the ATEM Mini as well. Actually, I did have it here. This is the full setup. Ignore the microphones, but yeah, this does have everything. This is the monitor that's coming in that I'm getting for that, so you can exclude a lot of this stuff, but it does have everything. So let me actually do this one instead. So it'll be the second link for that. All right. Hopefully that helps you. Let me know if you have any other questions. I'll be more than happy to help you. And we have a bunch of stuff on this memory card that needs to be erased. So we'll be taking care of that. So let me erase all these other services here. You are welcome. You're very much welcome. All right, so we got this. We're gonna pull that in. And let's pull in all the assets for church today. And I need to, oh, that's right, I forgot. I need to make some new lower thirds because we had a guest minister. So let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, this video is going to be available after the stream. YouTube's going to process it and you can watch it as much as you want. I always have this. I try and do this every Sunday. So yeah, this is going to be available. And I actually have a breakdown of more of exactly what I've actually been doing with that system, because that's what I've been testing out the last couple of weeks. And I am trying to go to my church account so I can get the sermon and all that other fun stuff today. All right, so I need to make, and somebody else sent me a message about showing how to make an intro for your church. And I mean, I can do my best to show you how to do that. It's more of the tools, and I like to have a concept in my mind of what I use. And or if you don't, when I started out, I actually just bought a template from Video Hive, and that's what these are. So now that I got this, I'm waiting for it to open, and I'm gonna transfer it over. And I need to make lower thirds for our guest minister. All right, so this is the broadcast package that I bought for our church, and this is what I use for all of our graphics. The lower thirds actually looks similar to what I use on my channel. I mean, I just liked it that much, so that's what I use. And this is the lower third that I was making. So we're gonna come in here, and we're gonna come in, put her name in here. All right, and we're gonna say guest minister, and that's it. Really nothing to it. All right, so that's lower third number 1. We're gonna render that out. Actually, let's save this first. So I've rendered this out. And I do this as a bunch of, a sequence of PNGs. So it's literally just a photo slideshow. Makes it really easy. All right, so we're gonna let that render out here. We'll need to place this in our guest ministers folder if she comes back and preaches again. All right, so we're already in a collection of PNGs, PNG sequence, and it's alpha, meaning that it's going to be transparent, so it'll show through. So let's go ahead and I need to put this in my folder here. Lower thirds, guests, and let that render out. This will just take a few seconds for it to go. And while that's going, I'm gonna close out After Effects. See, didn't take that long, seconds. All right, so now, but I do need to refresh this. And where's my refresh? But yeah. Because we put in lower thirds, guess. Oh, there it is. All right, so we're good. All right, so let's start with everything. Control N, make our new timeline. We're gonna do full. Control N again. This is for online. And I don't believe she preached very long, so I'm actually gonna try and keep this as one video instead of splitting this up. Let's open up both our timelines. We do all our work in full, and then we split and do the work in cut it out and then put it into our online or for YouTube and podcasts. All right, so let's go to our top. Let's find where service actually begins. We actually had ProPresenter crashed on us in the middle of playing a video, which will be in my vlog for the day. All right, so we went all the way to the end with this. All right, so that's good. So now let's pull in our intro. Where did I put it? Is it on stock? Yeah. So this is our canned intro that we make. I fade out for 2 seconds on the video and the audio. And I'll place a marker with the letter M right there at that point so it snaps everything together when I'm bringing in the video. And let's right click. We're going to normalize audio levels, balance them out. And now we're going to go to our video where I did an endpoint because all this first part I don't need. You can set that with the letter I or press this button. So we're going to drag in the center because if we drag either one of them, this is sound only, this is video. We want both. Boom, there we go. And my timeline readjusts based on how big the full length of the video is. So we're going to fade that in. All right, and the audio is really low, so we're gonna balance this audio out, normalize it. It's gonna take well, I thought it was gonna take a little bit longer than that. As you can see, the kids were really soft-spoken and soft singing all today. So yeah, see, we had a Windows crash in the middle of service. So I need to come in here and edit this out. All right, so right here is when he flagged it, and I'm gonna cut over to where we actually played a video off of YouTube. So let's cut that little snafu out. Gonna do a little fade there. Zoom in a little bit more. I want to see when it actually starts. So right here. So I'm gonna cut that a little bit more. It's right there. All right, so that part is fine. I'm gonna have to come back in here and adjust all the audio. I really don't have enough time to do that right now. I'm just gonna jump over here to our sermon. Right about here, where I think she's standing up. Now I'm gonna rebalance this audio one more time. All right, so that's good. And that's at 1:15. All right, so we're ending right there. So I'm gonna cut it here, and we're gonna copy back our intro outro because it's already balanced. Copy paste, and now we're just gonna do the reverse. Instead of fading out, I'm gonna fade in 1 second. Well, at least about 1 second. Let's put our marker on the clip right there. So I'm gonna fade it right there. All right, so that's the whole thing. I'm gonna highlight this and change it to a different color so I know where this is. And so this is the entire sermon. See, if you've been following and doing this, it gets faster and faster. So we're gonna copy, did I paste this? No, I didn't. Let me paste the intro on the podcast version, and then we're gonna copy all of this and paste it here. And now I think about it, I actually was doing this wrong. Need to actually do the in-card graphics. That's what I normally would do here. I guess it really doesn't matter. I mean, I have an in-card here. You know, it does that, but I mean, not a big deal. I'll do that later. All right, so we got this. Now we're gonna add our lower third in here, which I really need to come in and readjust this so that I don't have to do what I'm getting ready to do. So if we play it, all right, so we have here. Now I'm gonna chop this ending off because that's where the animation has stopped moving. We're gonna change the speed of that clip to freeze so it doesn't move, and now we can drag this section out as much as we need. I'm gonna drag this out for about 4 seconds. Then we're gonna take the same front part and paste it at the end, and we're gonna reverse it. So we're gonna have the animation in and then the animation out. We're gonna speed reverse. So if we play it, all right, real easy. Now what I'm gonna do is push this up to the next track, and I'm gonna put a background behind it so it makes it easier to see. That's this black bar here. And we're gonna fade this out for 20. All right, so like that. Now we gotta match these up. So I'm gonna move this bar up some, select the bar, go to the position on the y-axis. I'm gonna push it up right from over the bottom. And this is gonna look similar because this is what I do on mine. And now what we're gonna do is select all of these, and we're gonna move these down until that red bar rests right on top of the black. All right. And now for the black, I'm gonna set the opacity to about 60. We just wanted to give some slight contrast so it sticks out, so it's not white on white. So if we play it now. Good morning, Andy. I do greet you all in the matchless name of our Lord and Savior. See, it lasts long. So now that I got this, I'm just gonna copy this in its entirety. And we wanna see how long. She went for right at around 30 minutes. So traditionally what I would do is find the middle part, which is right here around 15, 16 minutes, something like that. Paste the lower third there, paste it again close to the end, and actually I can slide this a little bit over to right here. So there we go. That's our entire sermon. So now we're going to go ahead and edit this, and I'm probably going to do this the old-fashioned way. I'm going to render this entire, well, nah, I'm not going to do it that way. So let's go ahead, select YouTube, put today's date, 01/26/2020. It's online. Put that on our H drive to render. Boom. I'm going to come back in here again, do custom, and then call this podcast 26/2020. We don't need video. We're only going to export audio, and we're going to change that to an MP4. That. Then we're going to come back, select full, do the entire service, full, and render. Save that. And the one thing I was saying, DaVinci Resolve, I wish I can drag this and change the order of how I want this to render, because the podcast is going to go significantly faster than the others. But you know, let me undo that. Let's get rid of that. And we're going to go back to the online timeline. I'm going to select audio only. It's really no different than what we already picked. But I just want to, I'm doing it so it shows up at the bottom of my list. So I'm going to render this one first, and then come back and then highlight all of these. So hopefully it should not take that long, and that's about it. I will have a link again. Sorry for it being so short, but again, I have an awesome movie date with my daughter, so we're going to be watching some movies and eating some food and all that other good stuff. Hit me up in the comments if you have any questions. You can contact me on email. I'm all over social media at AJaytheCEO. We have a lot of stuff coming out next week, and a bunch of other projects similar to what we were just talking about helping Lift Up with. I'm going to be installing that this week, and I'm supposed to be getting the package pretty soon with the first of many packages. And look out for the review of the portable monitor that I'm going to be using here, which says it can work with your PlayStation, game consoles, Raspberry Pi, all this other stuff. I'm getting it mainly because it's as thin as an iPad, and I'm trying to shrink my footprint for the next season of sporting stuff that we're going to be doing in events. I need something smaller instead of taking a suitcase. So look on for the review of that. Again, if you have any questions over the Desk Mini or the A10 Mini, please leave them in the comments. And I have a bunch of things that I'm going to be testing out that y'all have asked me about. And again, this morning or late last night, I hit 2,000 subscribers. Thank y'all so much. That's because of y'all. Really appreciate it. I'm glad y'all are liking the content that I'm producing. And I'm here to help y'all modernize your media ministry, or help y'all with the tech in whichever way that I possibly can. I don't know everything, but I'm trying to help y'all, make you, hopefully it will get you closer to what you need to do a lot faster, instead of you having to hunt down everywhere, all over it, the internet, to try and get it. So anyway, y'all have a great afternoon. This is AJ, and we will see you. Well, actually, make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment on this video if you haven't. We're doing a lot better. We still got about maybe 65% of the people who watch my channel are not subscribed. So please hit that subscribe button, especially hit the like, dislike, even if you don't either way. Appreciate your time. So this is AJ. We will see you on the next video later.